Hello, John Dilworth here, and I'm with my favorite tools. And here we are, Jim. He's grabbed this dart, and he is on his way out. So the reason why I have this is he has a bit of momentum here, and we want to be able to get out of here. Let's analyze this. He's moving. He's moving, and so his feet, let's say he does one. Oh, can we do that? I don't even know. I don't know. Now this is the time when weirdness is encouraged. Because, he would have to, right? We want to swing, continue the motion, and this thing is there, and I'm always thinking of perspective and clarity. So let me see this. This is his neck, and his head could linger back here. We could have him flip over, and he'll have to straighten out. And this is just a test. We don't really know yet. But it's because if we could imagine he's, and this is 35. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I'm also thinking about a bounce. And a bounce could get him up. But all right. So let's do this. Let's not over animate, and we forget where we are. Oopsies. Hated to do that to you. Leave a blank screen. Okay, so his head was right. And perhaps there is some advantage in switching out to this layout, which gives us proportions, scale, that kind of business, which is essential. So so we know his head is going to be longer, and I do hope you can see it. And we're also very excited to use as much as the frame as possible, even though this is extremely close-up. It's a medium close-up because we got half his torso. And let's keep his neck there, and we want his scoliosis. So that doesn't feel so great because it looks slow. Unless let me just think this through, because a lot of times inspiration comes when confusion visits. And that, my friends, is inspiration. That's an elbow, which could easily be, and this is kind of like a ballet move that just suddenly appeared. So I don't know who's responsible for that, but I'll take it because it's so weird. And he has to take off. And let's put a bounce here. Well, let's put a bounce here. Let's have them bounce out. It may not make any sense at all, I mean, in the physical world, but looking at it, and what I'll do is I'll put in another drawing to prove to you that it can be sexy. And then he's out. So that's just the head bounce, and I'm using that as a guide. Yeah. And there will be follow through business, and this is, let me see, 36, 37, 38. What do I have on my sheets? Let's just look at the sheets. We have 38 and 39, and what do we have? 38. So I'll have one more drawing for just overlapping business. And I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. I'm glad that worked out. I just used a piece of Jim to act as a one of those little like musical balls you see when you sing along. And that's all I needed. That's all I needed. So now I'll have Jim looking this way. It'll be subtle and for very short, oops, right? So now you see that there's problems, and how do we get around those problems? Because this is such a beautiful drawing. I mean, a pose. So what are we going to do? We're going to shift the head. The head doesn't have to be there. And that arm doesn't also have to be there. But we could do this. We can work backwards a little bit. And we just check the model and see that, you know, a lot of his head and his neck is pretty good. It's pretty good. So we just do that. And this is hand. That's in the distance. We can even give it a little, but this is in the cleanup stage where I can refine it. Right now it just looks like a bunch of messy red lines, which is okay with me as well. I like messy red lines. And that arm, you could see, is going to be a little bit with the hair, is going to require an adjustment. So that's what we do. Let's see. Let's just put the hair here. And this cane, or this blowgun, which I still haven't taken the time to figure out what it is. We have a little space here, so maybe we just raise that up. And suddenly the drawing becomes even more interesting, less claustrophobic. Sometimes I get confused, as we all do, about hands. And that's even the worst drawing I've ever seen in my life, and you witnessed that I did that. Don't tell anybody. And we do that, that. Okay, so at least we figured that out, because that was truly embarrassing. And to be so public about it. I couldn't be more happy. Are you? That's the question. This is the kind of discovery that we need in our work. Okay, and so this is the tricky part. He's coming off camera. And we want to get in, you see that line, you know what I'll do, oopsies, where's Rodney's box? You see how lovely that is? And I'm going to get my tool, and that's what Rodney's box is for. tools. I just want to give myself a guide of where that cutoff is. And the shoulder is going to be here. So the hand is gone. We don't need that anymore. And we can have the nose here and the eyes, right? And then we know the ears there, but the nose could start trailing off. So he's coming down. And I just want to be conscious of his hair, you know, and we'll put that in. So I'm just going to leave a big glob because that's what he has, is a glob. And get this thing there. See that? And then I could put this thing here, but it's not making much progress, so we don't want that there. Let's see. Oh, no, I guess we're going to need a little bit of, let's get a little context. Sometimes I whistle. But it's not serious. It's not serious. It's not a fatal whistle. So this is good here. I'm just randomly putting it there. Thinking about, right, well, oh, well, that doesn't feel smooth. Because, did you notice that? If I just focus on this, it goes back okay. But then, what happens to it? Does it turn into, well, how do you like that? What did I say? Confusion, when confusion arrives unannounced for dinner, uninvited, in fact, inspiration helps. I don't know, I didn't really sell that one aphorism there, but you get what I mean. And then we have 38. And Jim is cutting off, but we'll give him an eye. And the whole thing is this, that he's looking ahead. And that's the cleanup process. That's his ear. And his body's gone, but not this stick. Right? And it's just weird. 38. But the hair, remember we're going to have the hair here. And let me see how we could engineer this stick to be our final farewell. I don't know, not quite it. Not quite it. You know, we like that Jim is going up, and a lot of this will be articulated more with the hair. I'm just trying to think, and a lot, okay, you can't see what I'm doing off camera. So I guess that's what's going to happen. Just going to have, and it's right. So let's get something interesting for his hand, and this blow tube. And then one more. And one more. And then we'll just leave it there. And I want it high, to go up high. Yeah. So I think we were quite successful in plotting this out in an intuitive way. Intuitive, but with thought processes going on, analysis processes going on, a conversation between the mystery that exists between this thing and this thing, which is all organic. This is metal, this is wood, this is wood, this is all organic, this is all wood, going through this, right, and into the brain, into the paper, which is organic, and it's all alive. And I know you may think that Dilworth has lost it, and it may be so, but all I have left is the evidence that maybe in the madness, there is wonder. So the rest of this is going to be cleaned up, and that's going to be another process. I was coming across some stuff, and I came across this. This is this old Cartoon Network ID that I did, and it's got some really great stuff in it. Look at this. I have been able to find some collectors and fans that liked some of the pages, but I still have some lovely pages left. And all this art is for donors, for donations to HOWL. And I even have the original animation drawings. They're beautiful. Look at this. This is a mouse. Look at this crazy mouse. You can just stare at this, hang this in your wall, look at it and think, my God, this is what I would like to be. Look how crazy this horse is. And look how crazy this is. It is so stupid. And all of these things are available and willing. I'm very willing to share it and circulate it. And you could just write me here at info@stretchfilms.com. We can talk about it and figure out how best to get it to your home so that I could continue doing this. And until next time, stay animated.